What's up, guys? Welcome into Ravens Rundown. On today's show, we'll be talking about Bleacher Report because they outlined who the biggest X factor will be for the 2024 season. Is it Derrick Henry? Is it Zay Flowers? I don't know. We'll talk about it shortly. And then also, after that, should the Ravens sign Ryan Tannehill? It's been a discussion a lot. We've talked about it on this channel. I've seen you in the comment section. Should they do it? Do they have the money to do it? We'll talk about that coming up. Regardless, thanks for tuning in. Let's get ready with the show. Before we get into who the biggest X factor will be in 2024, I'm going to need y'all to hit that sub button. I've set a goal for us as the flock. A little challenge. Can we get to 17,400 subscribers before Saturday's game against the Packers? We're currently sitting at 17,359. Quick math, we need 41. I need you to help me get there. If you're already subbed, fantastic. If you're not, send it to a friend, send it to a family member, send it to everybody. Let's get to 17,400. So Bleacher Report, let's talk about it. They say the biggest X factor for the 2024 season will be Ronnie Stanley. Kind of caught me by surprise as well. I was figuring, okay, maybe it's going to be, if it was going to be offensive line, I was thinking maybe Andrew Voorhees, maybe Roger Rosengarten, maybe one of the newer guys that are going to be coming in expecting to fill that role that was left in the offseason. But no, it's Ronnie Stanley, and Christopher Knox laid out some pretty great arguments for why it is him. He had this to say in his Bleacher Report article: if the Ravens are going to make another deep playoff run, however, they need to open holes on the ground game and keep Lamar Jackson upright. Baltimore is set to have 3 new starters along the line this season. That's precisely why the health and play of veteran left tackle, Ronnie Stanley will be critical. Before we get into it, you guys let me know. Who do you think is the biggest X factor going into 2024? Is it Ronnie Stanley? Is it somebody different? You guys let me know down in the comment section of today's video right now. So let's talk about Ronnie Stanley. He was the 6th overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. 2019 earned Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors. However, the past 4 seasons has kind of been struggling with some injuries, right? Been going through it, had that ankle thing a couple years ago, which sidelined him for a lot of 2020 and 2021. Has been dealing with some knee issues, has just kind of been here or there. He's been hit or miss in this lineup. If you look at the last 4 seasons, hasn't played a ton of games. 6 games played in 2020, only 1 in 2021, 11 games played in 2022, and 13 games played last year, which is most since 2019. But right after he signed that big extension, has kind of been in and out of this lineup due to injuries. Now, he has had a very deep offensive line to kind of, I don't want to say pick up the slack, but be there when he can't be, which has been great, which has been very beneficial for Ronnie and for this entire Ravens staff. But with the losses of Morgan Moses and Kevin Zeitler, and the fact that on this offensive line, you'll have 3 guys that are brand new starters, probably still out on that right tackle, whether it's going to be Rosengarten or Macari. I think it's going to be Rosengarten. But still, you're going to have 2 or 3 guys on this offensive line that have never started a game in their life. Having Ronnie Stanley there and having him there for the whole season will be crucial, and that's why I believe he is the X factor for this team. He had a great year last year when he was healthy, right? When he was playing, pretty solid year, 721 snaps, 64.9 overall grade. Not the best, but then when you look at that pass blocking grade, 72.4, which was pretty dang good, and that's where you want your left tackles to be good, right? You want them to be good in that passing block, right? Protecting Lamar Jackson, the most important player on this roster, protecting his blind side, having a 72.4 grade is pretty dang good. Now, his run blocking grade, 62.5, nothing phenomenal, but still, he's a great left tackle, and he's a veteran piece on this offensive line, which was why I believe and why Bleacher Report believes X Factor, that's the way to label him going into the 2024 season. He will be a free agent after this year, so I think that plays a little bit of a role into it. He's going to be playing for a contract. He's going to be playing for money, right? If he shows his worth, proves that he can not only be a good left tackle, but more importantly, a dependable left tackle, he'll be able to earn a little more money. But if he's in and out of the lineup, if he's hurt, if he's not dependable, contract-wise, future's kind of going to be looking iffy for Ronnie Stanley. Jamison Hensley had this to say about his contract situation going into the 2024 season. He said, Stanley enters the most pivotal season of his 9-year career after taking a 50% pay cut this year, $7.5 million, to remain with the Ravens. If Stanley can rebound anywhere close to his 2019 All-Pro form, he could set himself up for another big contract. Possibly, and this is the interesting part, possibly with Baltimore. Hope it's with Baltimore. Of course, that's if he's doing well. So what do you guys think? We already outlined it. It's been in and out of the lineup. He's healthy now. He's playing well in training camp. Do y'all think he plays over or under 12 and a half games in 2024? Let me know in that comment section. Type O for over, type U for under. Now, before we go into our next point, I got to give a shout out to the sponsor to this video, and that is Gametime. Gametime is the place to go for the best tickets and the best seats at the lowest prices guaranteed. If you can't wait for the season to be here and want to get tickets to the big game locked down, you're going to want to give Gametime a shot. Gametime is the only place I go when I'm trying to get tickets to any college football or NFL game. Prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer it gets to kickoff. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. My wife and I go to a ton of football games, and we use Gametime every single time that we do. One of my favorite things about it is that you can see the prices, you can see the views from your seats before you even buy the tickets. When you go to your event, you got the prices listed right there. You click in, you see the overview of the stadium, and then the best part, you click into that ticket and you can see exactly what you'll be looking at. How many times do you go to a game and there's a pole in front of you, or there's something in front of you that you didn't even see and you would have been like, okay, I wouldn't have bought the ticket if I had known this was going to be there. But the thing with Gametime, you can see what you'll be seeing before you even buy the ticket. Gametime is the place to go. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Last Word on Sports seems to think the Ravens may sign Ryan Tannehill. Very interesting. Anthony Palacios had this to say on the possibility of the Ravens signing Ryan Tannehill. Lamar Jackson needs more stability behind him since someone like Josh Johnson has been underperforming every time he steps on the field. Tannehill's addition should add some cushion, especially since Jackson does have a history of injuries. Now, Anthony's hit or miss here. He said some things that were correct. I think he said some things that were incorrect. First off, Josh Johnson hasn't underperformed every single time he's hit the field, right? If you look at what he just did against the Atlanta Falcons, this is the complete opposite of underperforming. If anything, for Josh Johnson, it's overperforming. Honestly, for anybody, it's overperforming. 11 for 11, 120 yards, and a touchdown with a quarterback rating of 142.4. He was phenomenal against the Falcons. Now, Lamar Jackson might need a little bit more stability behind him than Josh Johnson might provide, but to say that he's underwhelmed every preseason game, that's just flat out wrong. But the deal is he's had a roller coaster over the last 2 weeks. It's been a lot. It's been up and down. He went 4 for 12 on Friday against the Eagles 2 weeks ago, and then went 11 for 11 last week. Lots of variation in his game. But what it comes down to is he's the guy in the building right now. And he couldn't have shown more than what he did on Saturday. And it's not just because Johnson's been playing so well that I think this signing probably won't happen. It's also just the money aspect when you look at it, right? The market value set by Spotrac for Ryan Tannehill is 1 year, $7.75 million. The Ravens cap space is sitting at $5.53 million. That's the second lowest in the National Football League. So I don't know if $7.75 million is the right price tag for Ryan Tannehill. Some places are saying like $13 million. Others are saying lower, like 4 or 5. But regardless, $5.53 million in cap space, that's just not a lot of money. And I think of 2 points when I'm going to wrap up what I'm saying about this signing. Is one, like we just outlined, not enough money to spend. There's just not. You're going to need that money at some point in the future of this season if you want to make a deal or make an extension. I don't know, but it's hard. I don't see the point of blowing it all on Ryan Tannehill right now. And two, I just think it's a little too late, right? If this were discussion talks, if this was a possibility back in, March, maybe May, I could see this happening, right? Look at his career. It's been a while since he had a really good year, but 4 years ago, 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns. 2 years ago, 3,734 yards, 21 touchdowns. But when you look at those last 2 years, it's just, I don't think it's enough to bring him in the building for the price tag that the market value is right now. Especially with where the Ravens are with their cap space. Just too late. Not enough for this backup quarterback position. And Josh Johnson's looking to be playing pretty well as of recent. So let me know. Do you guys want the Ravens to sign Ryan Tannehill? Do you want Ryan Tannehill to be the QB2 on this roster? If yes, type Y in that comment section. If in, type no. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And let's get a little closer to 17,400. Y'all, have a great Tuesday.